Okay. So coming onto your back with the knees bent, your feet about as wide as the mat is, just let the knees rest into each other. Having the hands at the sides of the body, palms open. So begin to deepen the breath, coming right through to the lower abdominals. And then becoming aware of the 4 stages of your breath. So you have the inhale, and then a gentle pause, and then the exhale, and a gentle pause. Move that at whatever rhythm or whatever pace feels good. The pauses of the breath don't have to be restricted holds, whether you feel like you're locking the breath in the body, just acknowledging a moment of transition between the breath. Creating more length with the inhale and the exhale. So particularly with the exhalation, try to fully empty the breath so that you feel the lower belly pull down. The abdominals have to work on that much deeper level to squeeze out the breath. And then the inhale can fully inhale into the body. Bringing in a gentle ujjayi sound to the breath, so you feel the breath more through the throat, giving it a little bit more grounding, a bit more audible rhythm that you can follow. On your next inhale, sweep the hands up towards the ceiling. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling so that your fingers are pointing towards the wall behind your head. So palms up like you're holding a tray on the palms. Take a big breath in here, stretching the fingers open as wide as you can. And then as you exhale, flip the hands so the fingertips are pointing towards your knees and scrunch up the fingertips like you're making claws with the hands. So the thumbs and the fingertips all pointing to the knees. As you inhale again, open the palms to the ceiling and stretch the fingers out. And then as you exhale, re-point the hands towards your knees, like you're making claws with the hands. Inhale to open back and out. Exhale, pointing fingers to knees, scrunching them up. 2 more breaths here. Inhale is flexing the hands as much as you can, stretch them out. Exhale, pointing the fingers. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Bring the arms open into a cactus position with the back of the hands just relaxed into the floor. Turning the head from one side to the other, just bring a bit of movement through the neck and through your chest. And then keeping the head centered to separate the knees apart from each other and rocking the knees from one side to the other side. Keeping that going a couple of times. Allow both knees to drop all the way down to the right. And then stack the left knee on top of the right one and tuck the knees around a bit further into your twist. So the right hand can rest onto the upper thigh, helping anchor the legs down, taking a big breath in. And then using the exhale to try and root the left shoulder towards the floor, pulling the abdominals into center line. Allow the head to spiral round towards the left. Staying where you are, take a big breath in. As you exhale, use the core to bring the knees through the center and dropping them all the way down to the left. Again, stacking the knees and using the left hand on top of the legs to root the knees towards the ground. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, root the right shoulder towards the floor. Allow the head to spiral if the neck feels okay with that. Big full breath moving through the body. Staying where you are, take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the knees back up to the center. Root the feet to the ground, hips distance apart. Just let the hands stay at the sides of the body, but lengthen your spine into the mat. Take a big breath into the belly. Hold the in-breath. Pick up the right leg to 90 degrees and place the right hand onto that thigh. As you exhale, press them together as you pull the lower belly and lower back down to the floor. Big inhale, replace the arm and leg. Holding the breath, pick up the left leg with the left palm to the thigh. Exhale, presses them together as you pull the belly down. Inhale, replace the arm and the leg. Hold in the breath, pick up the right leg, right hand to thigh. Exhale, push them together as you pull the lower belly down. Inhale to replace. Hold the in-breath, pick up the left leg, left hand to thigh. Exhale, press them together, pull the belly down. Inhale, replace the arm and leg. Hold the breath, pick up the right leg with the left hand to the thigh. Exhale, press them together, pull the abdominals in towards the center line. You're squeezing the waistline inwards. Inhale, replace the arm and leg, full breath in. Hold the breath, pick up the left leg with the right hand to the thigh. Exhale, press them together, pull the abdominals in towards the center line. Inhale to replace. One more time, either side. Hold the breath, pick up the right leg, left hand to thigh. Exhale, press them together, pull the belly down, abdominals into center line. Inhale to replace. Holding the breath, pick up the left leg, right hand to thigh. Exhale, press them together, pull abdominals into center line. Inhale, replace the arm and leg. Interlace the fingers together around the back of your head. Have a block, in between your thighs, in any way that you have, or a cushion works fine here too, whatever you have. So keep the feet on the ground for now, interlacing the hands behind the head, hug the forearms in towards the temples, and without lifting the head off the floor, just try and lift the triceps and the armpits towards the ceiling a nudge. So you feel that wrapping of the shoulder blades come around the outer ribs. From here, take a big breath in. Hold the breath, squeeze into the block, then exhale, pull the belly down as you lift the head and shoulders up. Think elbows, armpits reaching to the ceiling. Inhale, replace the head to the floor. Hold the breath, squeeze the block. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders, armpits, and pull the belly down. Inhale, replace the head. Option to continue the next 4 breaths with the feet on the floor or legs at 90. Holding the breath, squeeze the block. Use the exhale to lift head and shoulders up as you pull abdominals down. Try and tuck the tailbone. Inhale, bring the head to the floor. Hold the breath, squeeze the block. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up, pulling belly down. Try and press the top of the sacrum, lower back into the ground. Inhale, replace the head. Hold the breath, squeeze the block. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up, pull the belly down, pressing the top rim of the sacrum into the floor. Inhale, head to the ground. Hold the breath, squeeze the block. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up, pulling belly down, pressing top rim of the sacrum into the floor. Inhale, replace the head. Keep the legs at 90 or bring them to 90 if they aren't there already. Just take the block away. And this time, option to do this with head and shoulders lifted or head and shoulders on the floor to feel a little bit easier. Okay, so either or is fine. If the head and shoulders are lifting, keep the feeling of the armpits trying to lift and not crunching the neck forwards. So the lift comes from the chest. Lower back stays connected to the floor. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach the right heel towards the ceiling, pulling belly down. Inhale, rotate the thigh inwards, so your toes point towards the left side of the mat. 3-part exhale as you push the heel up for 3, 2, 1. Try and lift that side of the pelvis up. Inhale, replace the leg to 90. Exhale, reach the left heel towards the ceiling as you pull the belly down. Inhale, rotate the leg inwards, big breath in. 3-part exhale, push that left side of the pelvis up for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, replace the leg. Exhale, reach the right heel towards the ceiling, pull the belly down. Inhale, rotate the leg inwards. 3-part exhale, pushing up for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, replace the leg to 90. Exhale, reach the left heel towards the ceiling or push up through the ball of the foot. Inhale, rotate the leg inwards. 3-part exhale, pushing up for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, replace the leg to 90. Bring the head to the floor, hug the knees in towards your chest, take a little rock side to side. Hooking one ankle over the other, take a gentle rock and roll through to seated, or take 2 or 3 rocks if that's more comfortable. Bring yourself up to Sukhasana, to the cross-legged seated position. If we can, bring one heel in front of the groin and the other heel in front of that one. So you create this kind of central line through the body. Good, knees opening out to the floor or resting to cushions if that's more comfortable. Lift the shoulders up to your ears, taking that big breath in. Hold the breath and draw the shoulder blades together, and as you exhale, drag the shoulder blades down. Good, once more, inhale to lift. Hold the breath, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale to drag them down. Bring the hands out to the sides of the body, just pressing lightly into the fingertips so that you grow tall as you can through the body. As you exhale, drop the head towards the left shoulder and walk the right fingertips further away along the mat, as far as they can walk to. Float the right hand just to shoulder height and then turn the palm up to face the ceiling. Flex the hand so the fingertips pull down towards the floor. And imagine you're pressing a big heavy box away with that palm. So reach the arm out as far as you can, keeping the head hanging heavy to left shoulder. You can slightly adjust where your arm is or where your head is until you feel that kind of peak of the stretch. Keep the bones of the hands spread open wide. Take a really deep, soothing breath into the side of the neck. As you inhale, lift the right hand all the way up to the ceiling and continue that over into side stretch, reaching the arm out. Pressing lightly through the hand on the floor to keep that right sit bone rooted. And as you inhale, try to just rotate the chest towards the ceiling slightly, staying open. Good. Exhale to reach further over to the side. Bring the right hand down to the left knee and press yourself up straight through the spine. Sweep the left hand just behind your back, and as you inhale, grow as tall as you can. As you exhale, draw belly in, finding the twist, shoulders rotate, the hip bones stay facing the front. Try to slide the shoulder blades down your back, lengthen through the back of the neck. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Slowly rotate back to center. Just cross the heels the other way so the other one is in front or on top. Good, and then reset the hands wide to the sides of the body so you lift tall as you can through the back. Drop your head towards the right shoulder. And see if the left fingertips can walk further away on the mat. Then floating the left hand just to shoulder height and turn the palm to face the ceiling. Then flex the hands to fingertips pull down. Stretching the bones of the hand open. Good. Take a really deep, soothing breath. Pressing the palm away. Inhale to lift the hand to the ceiling and continue over to side stretch. Using the hand on the floor to lightly press into the ground so it keeps left to sit bone rooted. On your inhale, open the breastbone towards the ceiling and nudge further. And as you exhale, lengthen further across to the side. Bring the left hand down to the right knee. Place the right hand behind you. Inhale, growing tall through the torso. And as you exhale, ring the shoulders round, keeping the hip bones pulling to the front. Soft through the neck as you lengthen the back of it. Soften the shoulder blades down. Stay where you are. Take a really deep breath in, moving the breath into that full cylinder of the body. Fully exhale. And gently come back through to the center. Roll over the legs, come into all fours. Inhale to lift the tailbone and the chest up. Exhale to round the spine towards the ceiling as you pull the belly button to the spine. Inhale to lift tailbone and chest up. Exhale, rounding through. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Bring your spine back to a more neutral feeling, and then inhale to take the left hand out to the side of you and up to the ceiling. As you exhale, sweep it underneath the supporting arm. We're going to come back open for one more breath. So inhale to lift up. And exhale this time, resting the shoulder and your left ear towards the floor. Pressing lightly into the right hand to try and stack the right shoulder above the left one. See if you can lengthen the right leg back. So toes stay on the floor, you just lift up the knee and press back through the leg. Feel the breath move into the back of the ribs. You stretch out the back in this twist. Gently bring the knee back to the ground. Press into the right hand to unspiral the shoulders. Take your next inhale to lift the right hand out to the side and up. Exhale, one breath to just sweep under. Inhale to lift back up and open. And exhale again to rest the shoulder and the right ear to the floor. Pressing lightly through the left hand, so the left shoulder stacks above the right one. And then just lengthening the left leg back, so toes stay on the floor, just pressing out to the leg. Take a big breath, moving it into the back of the ribs. Slowly unraveling, bringing the knee to the floor, press into the left hand. And then walk both arms out in front of you to come into a puppy stretch. So allow the forehead to sink towards the ground. Try to keep the thighs in a straight line from the hips to knees. So shuffle yourself forwards a little bit if you need to. Tailbone tipping up to the ceiling. Try to keep the armpits and the elbows and the armpits lifted, but thinking about the armpits trying to come to the floor. So again, you create that wrapping around the shoulder blades. One more full breath. Pressing into the hands, gently bring the shoulders back up and the hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes underneath, keep that wrapping feeling of shoulder blades, lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. Paddling through the feet, just squeeze one heel down and then squeeze the other. Try to get the stretch coming right through the feet and the toes as well. So like trying to stretch the front of your ankles. Next time you have a bend in your right knee, holding there, press the left heel towards the floor, almost like you're trying to flex that left foot. So feel the quad engaged and almost like the toes are trying to lift up off the floor. Try to reach the tailbone further up to the ceiling so you create as much lengthening through the back of that left leg as you can. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, squeeze the right heel to the floor, soften a bend in the left leg. So same with this right foot, pressing the heel towards the ground, engage the quad so the knee pulls up and the toes flex away from the ground. Tailbone tips further up to the ceiling. Stay where you are, take a big breath in. As you exhale, soften the bend in both knees, roll forward into plank position. Stay broad through the shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knees to the ground, the hips to the floor, and let the body sink into your mat. Take your hands more into a cactus position in front of you. Pressing lightly through the hands to lift the chest, shoulders stay down, reach the toes away. Exhale to pull the floor towards you so your chest reaches forward as you come back to the mat. Twice more here. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, pulling forwards and down. Inhale to lift. Exhaling forwards and down. Bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, push through the arms, pull the belly in as you lift to all fours. Fold back into child's pose, hips to heels. Keep the arms lengthening away from you. Feel the breath stretch out into the back of the ribs. Going back forwards and up into your downward facing dog. Tailbone reaching high. As you inhale, lift the right heel towards the ceiling. Bend the knee and open the hip out to the side so the kneecap lifts up. Think about that big toe behind you, trying to reach towards the wall behind you. So you feel that stretch come through the front of the right hip. Aiming to keep the armpits square to the floor. You're in a twist again here through the spine. Inhale to lift those toes back up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, step through between the hands, coming into a lunge. Place the back knee to the floor. Inhale to lift the hands up. And as you exhale, just sink the hips forwards and down towards the front heel. Try to soften the shoulders into it. Scoop out the breath, so through that ujjayi sound, moving through the body. Take one more breath in, lifting the gaze. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step up to a forward fold at the top of the mat, so rocking backwards and spring the back foot up. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs. Step the right leg back behind you, holding a high runner's lunge. So keep the back knee lifted, fingertips stay on the floor, just sinking the hips forwards and down towards front heel. Then stepping back into your plank position. Inhale. Half chaturanga, so bring the knees to the floor and the chest to the ground. Keep the elbows hugging in towards the ribs. Slide forwards onto the belly and lift the chest to cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades down, back of the neck long. Exhale back into child's pose. Bring belly to spine, just quickly back. Taking one deep full breath, inhaling. And exhale. Coming forwards and up into your downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Micro bend the elbows and try and drop the shoulders into your back. So again, that wrapping of the shoulder blades. Pulling the biceps in towards your ears. Keep the tailbone reaching high as you press the ground away from you. And on your next inhale, lift the left heel towards the ceiling. Bend the knee so the heel squeezes towards the right glute and the kneecap lifts up to the ceiling. Think about that left big toe trying to pull towards the wall behind you. And then square the shoulders up towards the mat. Relax into the neck, take a deep breath. Inhale to lift the toes high, and as you exhale, step the foot through to between the hands, placing the back knee to the ground. Just holding this low lunge, so bring the hands up to the ceiling, sinking the hips forwards and down, shoulders soften into the back. Deep full breaths, moving wide into the ribs. Next, inhale, reach up, lift the gaze. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor, stepping up to a forward fold. So it's rocking backwards and spring the back foot up. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Step the left leg back behind you, holding this runner's lunge to keep the back knee lifted, just pressing the hips forwards towards that front heel. Then stepping back into plank position and take a big breath in. Half or full chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back into your downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Maybe there's a bend in the knees, or maybe you're flexing the legs down towards the ground. Strong through the shoulders and back, and breath. Inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee, open the hips, just taking one full breath. Stretch the toes back up to the ceiling, and this time step that foot to the outer side of your right hand. So you come into a wide lunge, coming to lizard. Place the back knee to the floor. Make sure that back knee is reaching far away from you, so you have length and space through the body. Keep the palms to the ground, in line with your front foot, and try and hug this front knee to press into the shoulder. So you feel the inner thigh activate a little bit, the hips switch on. Untuck the toes at the back if they are tucked, and press down through the shoelace of your back foot. So you feel the back kneecap lighten away from the floor. It doesn't have to lift, just sense it lightening up a little. At the same time, try and pull the chest forwards through the arms so the spine lengthens, the chest feels open. So the whole body now feels quite active in this pose. So just for another couple of breaths, create as much activation through the body as you can. So keep the chest trying to reach forwards, this knee pressing into the shoulder and the back foot pressing into the floor. One more deep breath here. And then bring this same pose into a more restorative feeling. So allow the head to soften down. You can lower the arms forwards or lower to the ground if you want to. And let this foot, if it's good for the knee and the hip, let it roll open or just be wherever it kind of feels like a deeper stretch. But you're not having to hold into it too much. Okay, keeping the breath, feeling full. Bring the hands back to the mat, flatten the foot if it's rolled open. Slowly step back into your downward facing dog. And take both feet as wide as the mat is. So again, feet are wide here. Come right up onto the tiptoes, take a big breath in. As you exhale, drop both heels towards the right side. So your hips swing over to the right as well. Holding there, keep the chest trying to reach through the arms towards the legs. And then take a deep full breath in where you are. And a full breath out to pull belly to spine. Inhale, come back through to the tiptoes. As you exhale, drop both the heels and the hips over to the left. Keep the chest reaching through to the legs, the hips reaching high. Take a full round of breath. Inhale to come back through to the center. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale, take the left foot up towards the ceiling, bending the knee to open the hips out. One breath. Stretch at the toes again, breathing in. Exhale, steps you to the outer side of that left hand. So again, setting up for a lizard. Keeping the palms to the ground in line with the foot, pressing the hips forwards and down. The knee can come to the ground, but send it further back. Release the toes and press down through the back foot. So again, we activate this back leg. Keep the front knee hugging into the shoulder so you feel the inner thigh switched on and the ball of the big toe rooting into the floor. Pull the chest forward so the spine feels actively lengthening. Deepen into the breath. So a couple more breaths here. Make sure the body is as switched on and as active as you can so we get benefits from the release. So next, exhale, soften into the body, lower into the arms if it's available, and allow the front foot to roll out if it wants to. Getting that deeper stretch or more restorative feeling into the lizard. Allow the head and the neck to relax. One more full breath. Slowly come back onto the palms. And again, step it back into a wide downward dog. So feet as wide as the mat when you step back. Turn the toes in slightly, heels out a little, so that you sense the inner thighs trying to rotate towards the wall behind you. Press as much as you can through the arms so the chest is pushing back through the armpits towards the legs. Tipping the sit bones to point towards the ceiling. Relax into the neck. Take 2 full breaths. Rooting the heels towards the floor as the tailbone reaches up. Last full breath. Roll forwards into plank position, stepping the feet back into hips distance. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest to cobra or up dog. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. And slowly walk the feet towards the hands to come into forward fold at the top of the mats. Feet hips distance again. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, take the peace fingers to grab hold of the inside and underneath of the big toe. So index finger and middle finger hooking under. The palms are facing each other but bound into the toes. Press the big toes into the fingers so you feel the arch of your foot activate, and then use that clasp to pull yourself in towards the legs. There can still absolutely be a bend in the knees here. Try and bring your torso as close to the legs as you can. Allow the head to relax in. With the elbows winging sideways, so they're reaching out to the sides, lift the shoulders up away from your ears towards the pelvis. Feel the back of the neck then able to lengthen. Release the toes. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs. Slowly, bone by bone, rolling up to standing. And walk the hands up the legs if that helps. Roll the shoulders down your back and bring the crown of the head high to the ceiling. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and up. And as you exhale, rounding through back to the fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Staying where you are, take a big breath in. Exhale, rolling back up to standing again. Keep the arms heavy, the chin tucking in. Just find that mobility through the spine. When you get to the top, then inhale, lift the arms out to the sides and up to the ceiling. Exhale to refold through to Uttanasana, rounding through the spine as you fold. When you're at the base of your fold, take a deep breath in. Exhale, belly to spine, rolling back up again, bone by bone. When you're at the top, inhale, arms wide and up to the ceiling. Last time, exhale to fold through to the feet. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, set the right leg back behind you, turn the foot so you come into warrior two, spinning the arms open and on top. Deep bend into that front knee, spread the bones of the hand open and gaze over the front fingertips. Try to create the sense of your spine being really straight from the crown of the head through to the tailbone, so you're not leaning forwards into it or back bending. Bring the gaze in front of you, the direction that your hips are facing, coming into eagle arms with the left arm wrapped over the right. So you can either hold onto the shoulders, the elbows are stacked, or find the wrapping of the hands if we can. Either or is fine. Lift the elbows forwards and up so that you just create more space around the shoulder blades. Allow the head to soften forwards so there's no holding in the neck. Feel the breath physically move into the back of the ribs. Strong Ujjayi breath. Keep with that bend in that left knee nice and deep. Take a deep breath in where you are. As you exhale, leading from the point of your elbows, come into a fold here between the legs. Try to keep the legs as they are. Your torso will lean more towards your left foot, which is fine, but try to keep the shoulders in line with this side of the mat. Notice the little finger will want to draw your way down, but try to keep the elbows leading the way before the fingers do. So you create that opening through the back of the ribs. Strong through the legs. Keep that left knee feeling open, not rolling in. Take one more big breath. On your exhale, unravel the arms and come back into the lizard pose. So hands at the top of the mat, lift up the back heel and just open the front foot wider into lizard. Let the hips sink to the floor. You can move into it, drop down into it, anywhere you want to be. See how it feels second time round. If you're on the forearms, come back to the palms. Step back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Roll forwards to plank position as you inhale. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale forwards and up to cobra or up dog. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees, step walk or float the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, step the left leg back behind you, take the foot open into warrior two. Spinning the arms open, stretching the hands out and gaze over the front fingertips, over the right fingers. Deepen the bend in that right knee, keep it open in line with the toes. Again, straighten out the spine so we're not leaning forwards or arching. Bring the gaze forwards and then right arm wrapping over the left to eagle arms. So again, either holding onto your shoulders or finding the wrapping of the arms. Reach the elbows forwards and up. Soften the forehead into the arms. Soften the neck and the throat. Feel the breath physically move wide and into the back of the ribs. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, leading from the points of the elbows into the fold. Keep the knee open. Allow the torso to be closer towards the right heel, but try to keep the shoulders in line with this side of the mat. Leading from the point of the elbows before the fingers. One more deep round of breath. Releasing the arms back round into lizard with the right foot. So open the front foot wider, take the back foot further away. Any kind of posture in the pose that you want to be in, maybe moving around a little. See how it feels second time around. If you're on the forearms, come back to the palms. Step back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Roll forwards into plank position as you inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the knees to the floor, coming into child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touching, folding the hips to the heels. Bend to the elbows so the hands come to the back of the neck. Hug the arms in towards the head. And then walk the elbows further forward so the armpits try to come to the ground. Staying where you are, take a really deep breath in. When you're completely full of breath, just hold it in the body for a moment. And then slowly but fully release the breath. One more, inhaling fully, sipping in every drop of air that you can. Holding the breath. Slowly but fully release. Rolling up gently into a kneeling position, just release the arms. And either rolling over the feet or sweep the legs around so the legs come out in front of you. Bring yourself onto your back in the middle of the mat, so knees hugging in towards the chest. Take a gentle rock side to side. Bring the feet to the floor, hips distance apart. We're just going to finish with a bridge pose for a very gentle inversion. So arms at the sides of the body, take a full breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly down as you roll the spine away from the ground, bone by bone. Active through the glutes, completely soft through the neck and the jaw. Taking a big breath in. Exhale to press through the feet. Let the head slide back, tuck the tailbone. If you want to tuck the shoulders underneath and clasp the hands underneath you, then go ahead. If you have taken the clasp, then press the arms and the hands into the floor so your hips can lift away from them. Using the feet to press into. Take another full round of breath. If you have the clasp of the arms, gently release and take your time to roll the spine back to the floor again. Bring yourself into any variation of Shavasana. Slow down the breath. Acknowledging those 4 stages of your breath again with the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And as you next inhale, reach the arms back behind you, reach the feet away, find a full body stretch out. Take a deeper breath or a yawn, have a good stretch. Bring the feet back to the floor, let your spine just reset to the ground, and then roll yourself over to one side. And use the hands to help press you up to a comfortable seated posture. Hands resting to the legs or to the heart center. Tall through the spine. Soft through the forehead. Bring to mind one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge something that you like about yourself. And recognize how you have gained or released from giving yourself time for a yoga practice today. Closing the gratitude, self-compassion, and achievement to your heart center. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bow your head to your hands. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, Bernard.
That was, thank you. That was pitch just comfortable at the edge.
Yeah, perfect.